Now, in today's sessions, we'll discuss about the methods in physical inventory. What are the different types of types we follow during physical inventories, right? So we have four different methods of physical inventories: periodic inventory, continuous inventory, cycle counting inventories, and inventory cycling sampling. Okay. The agenda of these all processes, all these inventory methods is same, that our system stock should match with our physical stock, right? But the based on the criteria or the based on the selections, these different methods involved, right? So periodic inventory. What is meant by periodic inventory? All company stocks are physically counted on the balance sheet key date. Every material has to be counted and the entire storage location must be blocked for a material movement. So yearly, right? So before our year end closing, we perform this periodic inventory. Okay, annual inventory also we are calling it. So during that 1 week or 2 weeks period, we will decide. Okay, and during that period, we will close complete business. That means we are not receiving any materials or we are not issuing any materials. The warehouse will be blocked for all types of movements. This is once in a year, right? So before balance sheet key date, means on balance sheet key date, we are performing this physical inventory for entire storage. Each and every materials will be counted, right? And during count results, the entire storage locations will be blocked. This is our periodic inventory. Then we have continuous inventory. What is meant by continuous inventory? Stocks are counted throughout the fiscal year. Every material is counted at least once during the fiscal year. So why we are using this method? Why we follow this method? Because we do not want to block our entire storage location. We do not want to disturb our business processes, right? So what we do, we consider 100 materials for this week and we perform the physical inventory for those 100 materials. Next week again 100 materials. Like that one, we divide our physical inventory process by materials and we perform this inventory throughout the year. And it is required that we should count at least, means because we should complete a physical inventory for a material at least once. Okay, so every material will be counted. Then the most used physical inventory method is the cycle counting. Materials are counted at regular intervals within a fiscal year. These intervals depends on the cycle counting indicator set for each material, which means we actually categorize our materials. We categorize or methodize materials based on the A class, B class, C class, D class. A class is high important. So these are some of the important materials for me. I want to carry a physical inventory at least 4 times in a year. We have B class materials, medium priority or medium important. Okay, so these are the materials which I want to perform a physical inventory for this material at least 3 times in a year, right? Then we have C class materials. These are the average materials for which I want to perform a physical inventory at least 2 times in a year. Okay, and then we have the D class materials, low value materials. So these are the materials for which I want to carry out a physical inventory once in a year. So what we did, we categorize our materials based on the A, B, C, D. Okay, and then we decided, okay, A class material has to be, for A class materials 4 times of physical inventory is required. B class materials 3 times physical inventory is required. So based on that one, system will consider this, right? Then we have something called inventory sampling. Inventory sampling, randomly selected company stocks are physically counted on the balance sheet key date. We'll take some samples. In our warehouse or store locations, we have 10,000 materials. We will not count 10,000 materials. We will just select randomly few hundred materials. Okay, and we will perform the physical inventory for those samples, for those materials. If the variances between the result of the count and the book inventory balance are small, it is presumed that book inventory balances for other stocks are correct. And if you found that, okay, for those 100 sample materials, right, there is no much variances, there is no much differences, then we assume that the complete warehouse stock is correct. Okay, so it's a sampling methods. We cannot count the entire store locations. We will take some samples, and based on that samples, we will complete our physical inventory. So this is a process. This is actually physical inventory methods, right? So now the mostly used physical inventory method is the cycle counting. Okay, the most used physical inventory method is the cycle counting. So let's see what is cycle counting. As I discussed, in cycle counting methods, we will categorize our materials between A, B, C, D category. Okay, based on the importance. Okay, sometimes the business will decide, okay, these are the high cost materials. So this will be categorized as A. This is medium cost. So based on the cost also we can prioritize. Based on the importance means how we are using this material, how much is needed this material, right? Based on the requirements also we can categorize, or based on the consumption also we can categorize our materials in A, B, C, D category, right? So let's see what are the configuration required for cycle counting and how we are performing cycle counting physical inventory. So let me go to the SPRO SAP reference IMG, material management, within material management, I'll go to the inventory management and physical inventory. Then we have option called physical inventory. Okay, and in this physical inventory, so we'll select here cycle counting. You can see the cycle counting. And in this settings, okay, we have to mention the physical inventory indicator. For example, for our plants, we mentioned 3 indicators: A, B, C, D. A class materials, B class materials, C class material, D class material, right? If it is A class materials, the physical inventory will be carried 12 times in a year. That means every year this physical inventory has to be carried out. For B class materials, 6 times in a year, the physical inventory has to carry out 6 times. C class 3 times and D class 1 time. This is the interval. Interval means what? If one physical inventory is completed, the next physical inventory will be due after 20 days. Okay, so why it is required? See, if it is a 12 physical inventories, right? If there will not be interval, what happens? We can complete our 12 physical inventories on the same day. Today itself, we can close 12 physical inventories. 12 times we can count that material. Will that have a benefit? No. We should count this material every month. So between one physical inventory to another physical inventory, there will be a difference of 20 days, right? So this difference will be calculated system automatically based on the number of physical inventories. Float time, 5 days float times will be available. Okay, so these are the settings we need to mention. So we need to categorize our materials, and for particular categories we need to mention how many physical inventories we want to perform. So like this one we can categorize, right? So this is one of the settings. If we are configuring our plants, then we have to maintain these settings as well for physical inventory. Now let's take example. I will just go to the MB52. I'll take 3 materials. Okay. So let's take these materials, 3 materials. Yeah. These are the 3 materials. Okay. What I'll take one more material. That is, this material also I'll consider. I'll mention this is my A class material, this first one. Okay. The second one will be B class material. The third one will be C class material. And the fourth one will be D class material. Right. So these are the 4 categories. Okay. So how, where we are going to maintain this category, means how system knows that this is A class, this is B class and all. So in material masters, let me go to the material masters, MM02. But I'll select this general plant data, my plant, and if I go to this, so you can see plant data storage one, we have something called CC physical inventory indicator. Here we have to maintain whether it is A class, B class, C class or D class. I'll maintain this is A class. So if I maintain this CC fixed, okay, specifies that the cycle counting indicator cannot be changed for cycle counting by the ABC analysis. We have program, the program I think MIBC. Let me check. Okay, yeah, ABC analysis for cycle counting. So this is a program actually. This program based on the requirements or based on the consumptions decide which are the A class, B class, C class, D class. Currently what we are doing, we are maintaining manually. But there is a way that system will update this information automatically with the help of this program, right? Based on the consumptions and based on the requirements. So if we select this option and if you maintain here A, then if program mention that this is a B class materials, it will not update here. It will not change these informations with this program because we have mentioned the CC fixed. So if you select this CC fixed, the ABC analysis program will not change this value. If you deselect this one, then ABC analysis program, whatever result will be there for the ABC analysis, that result will get updated here. So from A to B, it will be updated here, right? If you want that this material should be considered A only, then select this one, CC fixed. Okay. So normally no one is using this ABC analysis cycle counting, means maximum companies are not using. They are categorizing the materials based on the importance or based on the cost. Okay, so manually they are updating these materials. So I'll mention that the material number 12 is a class material. Let me save it. Okay, first material is saved. Then we'll go to the another materials. This one. This will be my B class material. Okay. Then we have another materials, this one. This will be my C class material. So I'm just updating this CC indicator. I can do this in a mass with MM17 as well. This will be my D class material. Okay, so what I did, I categorize my materials. So like this way, I will categorize each and every materials under A, B, C, D. Right? Now let's see how the physical unit documents will be prepared. If you go back to our Excel file, so the first step is means cycle counting. What we did, we categorized our materials with under ABCD, right? This is the first step we did. Now we need to perform physical unit. Physical unit preparation, count and check, same steps. Right? What we did for the normally, each and every physical unit method follows these three steps. Right? Only the difference for the first steps. Here, when we are creating manual physical inventory document, we are using MI01 transaction. In cycle counting, if we are using cycle counting physical inventory, the T code will be MICN. code will be MICN. So MICN transaction code we need to use, and based on the MICN transaction code, we need to print our physical, we need to generate our physical unitary document. So let's see MICN transaction code. So I'll go to the MICN version MICN. In this MICN, batch input create physical document for cycle counting, right? So we can give our criteria here, material type, material groups, and everything we can give. We can give plants, right? Then plant count, date, and everything we can give it here, right? So here I'll give my materials. So first is 12. Then the next will be 10,000. Then we have this third one, 20,000. And then this one, third one. So these many materials we are going to consider, right, for the cycle counting. If we are not passing any material number, system will read all the materials for that plant, right? Then we'll see, and we'll just click on execute. So based on the physical inventory cycle counting indicator, right, ABCD, system will tell us that how many materials are due for a stock, right? So simply it is showing WM storage, WM storage, WM storage. No document generated is showing. So I will give the storage location 3000 because 1000 is a warehouse management store location. So system is expecting that I should consider the physical inventory for consider the physical inventory in WM side, not the MM side. So I'm just giving the count date between this date to this date. Okay. And I mentioned my store location 3000, which is not a warehouse managed. So let's execute. The system is showing only one inventory document is due. Only A class material is due for physical inventory. Okay, that is due on 21/7/2023. Okay, so let's see if I consider today's date. If I consider today's date, if I consider the weekdays, then I think this is 5. Then 10, 15, 20. Yeah, so 20 days is float time. So 24th July 2023 is the next physical inventory due. Means the A class materials will be due on 21/7/2023 based on this float time, right? 20 days. Second, B class materials will be 41 days, right? So I'm just changing the count date here. Let's see. I'll make it here as a 31st/9. Let's see if that material will be considered 39. Sorry. So you can see now A and B both materials are due. The A class materials is due on 21st/7. The B class materials will be due on 21st/8/2023. Okay. So 21st/8, it is 41 days. So if you calculate from today's date when we are running this one, so after 41 days means this date will come, right? So this way system will consider. So on daily basis, we will set up a background job for these ones and we will generate a physical inventory document. Okay. So on today's date, actually there is no physical documents due, but still what we do, we'll consider the future dates and we will try to create a physical document. So the only first step is different. The only first step is different, that to generate the physical inventory document. The next all steps will be same what we did for the manual physical inventory. So what I'll do, I'll just create a physical inventory documents with these two materials. So if I want to create it, I need to click on generate session. So what happens? It will generate a background sessions to create a physical document. So if you see here, BTCI session MB MI0 and CN created. You can process the session from here only in MICN screen. Or else you can go to the SM36, SM37, C37. Six. Sorry, SM35. So we can go to the SM35 sessions and we can execute this session as well. Or else you can just from here only, you can click on the process session. So same thing. So SM35 is the batch input session. So our batch input file is generated here and we need to run this file. Okay. So you can run in background or you can run in foreground. I'll show you in foreground how it will looks like. You can run this option in the background as well. I'll click on process. So you can see it is going to the physical unit, create physical unit document. Same documents, but all these informations it is filling automatically, right? Press enter. You can see the first materials, then second materials, right? So system has completed the physical document creation, right? So this is the log. If you want to see the log details, so you can see here, this is the log generated and this is the physical unit document generated by system. So the document which we created with MI01, right, previously. Similar way, system has created a document, but these times we have used MICN transactions and system has created two documents because of the two different methods, two different count dates, right? Now, so first document, let's see, MI30, we'll go to the first documents, MI03, display physical inventory. So this is the first document having only one materials. Then there is one more document, MI03, let's see, that is 32, right? So these are the two documents generated. So if I go here at header level, planned count date 21st/8/2023. For this material, the planned count date will be 21st July 2023. Right? Now what happens? We will, let's assume that we want to count this material. We first will print this material, material document, physical unit documents. So I'll go to the MI21. I will mention my physical documents and I'll execute to get the print. I'll take the print. So this is physical documents. I'll print it and I'll give it to my warehouse user to go and count the materials. So he will go and count the materials and he will record the count results with pen on this paper. He will resubmit. He will submit this paper to the warehouse supervisor. The same way he will do it for the another physical documents once when there is a count, means for a particular count date, right? So now, once the physical count is recorded and submitted to the supervisor, supervisor will log into SAP and he will go to the MI04 to enter the count. Okay. So for first materials, right? For first materials, we check the physical. Okay. So here I'll mention, okay, this materials physically we have, we will record the count. For another physical documents, he will record that, okay, this materials we have 50 quantities. Or I'll mention 1000 quantities. Okay. So this way we will record our count. Once the count is recorded, then what we'll do? We will go to the MI07 to post the differences. So post differences for 31. So difference quantity is 600. Why? I'll show you. I'll go to the MB52. What is this material? 12. So we have stock 400 in systems, and what we recorded 1000 in physically we mentioned there is a 1000 quantity, so difference of 600. So positive difference is there for this much and we are going to post it. We first analyze, investigate why there is a difference. We might be miss some transaction to be posted, okay, or some duplicate transactions might be posted. So we will analyze that one. If we found that okay, there is a difference, actual differences, and we want to post it according to our system stocks, then we will just click on the post. So first document is posted. So next 32 for same. So if there is a 210 quantity difference, so let's see what is that. So we have 90 quantities in systems, and we mentioned physically we found 300. So there is an excess 210 quantities, right? We investigated and found that okay, we need to post according to our physical stock. So we'll post it here. This will generate the material document and as well as the accounting documents, right? So if I go here now, MB51, and if I check today's date documents, I can see this is the document generated, right? 70 is the moment because it is the positive differences. If it is negative differences, moment type will be 702, right? So you can see here. At the same time, you can see the background accounting documents as well. So you can see these are the accounting documents generated, right? So this is a physical inventory method. So what is the difference here? See, the steps are same. We have to create a physical inventory preparations, but now this times we have to use MICN transaction code. MICN transaction code will read what are the documents are due for a physical inventory between that date. Okay, whatever date we mentioned in a MICL screen, between that date, which are the different materials are due for physical inventory based on the ABC analysis or ABC categories that will be captured. And for those materials, we actually create a physical inventory document. We'll generate the sessions, we'll process the sessions, and physical inventory document will be generated. Then we will print the physical inventory document with MI21. We will count or we will enter the record of the physical inventory with MI04, and we will post the differences with MI07. So same steps we have to follow, right? This is the preferred methods we are using in a physical inventory, that is cycle counting. Now, once we record the physical inventory, let's see now. So I did a physical inventory now. So when the next time this material will be due, let's see. So I'll go to the table level first, SC69. I'll use my T code MARD. I'll give my material number 12, 1000, 2000, 3000. Okay. So these are the materials that will put the storage location 3000. Okay. So there is a field called last inventory. So if you see here, this is a MARD table which shows the storage location information of a material. So in this table, we just did the physical inventory for this one, right? So you can see there is a last physical inventory date is mentioned, right? So system will update this last physical inventory date. So whenever you perform that physical inventory, right? The system will update this last physical inventory date. Now, based on this last physical inventory date, system will consider the next physical inventory. Okay. So if I go now, if I go to the MICN transaction now, let's see when this physical inventory will be due. I'll just mention today's date, and I want to see how many materials are due for the physical inventory. I'll not find any materials, but if I mention this one as a here, and if I execute, then you can see the next materials, that A class material, that is 12, the next physical inventory is due on 24/7. The material this will be due on 22nd 8, and this material will be due on 18/10. So based on this last physical inventory date, system will consider this information. From the MARD table, this will read, system will read this last physical inventory date, and based on that one, system will capture this information. Okay. Clear this part? Cycle counting. This is one of the preferred way, and we will categorize our physical inventory documents under A, B, C, D category. Okay.